It's about that time again. Welcome back to the concession stand. UOL time. We're Zenless Zone Zero. But I took a read at this. I failed a couple recordings, but that doesn't matter. What matters is there's actually some form of hope in this game. Because it seems that not a lot of people are really staying. And it's for a mix of multiple reasons. Let's keep it a buck. Main reason is Wuthering Waves players coming to this game and then choosing to stick with Wuthering Waves. Next option. It's just the general talked about topics that could be improved upon in this game. Whether it just be how they feel about combat at the start of the game, whether it be how the TV system is, or just other things in general. And then just very minor things that could have potentially happened to them. But at least some of it's getting fixed. They were able to do all of that. I would pray that the devs actually get sleep, but they were able to fix every singular issue in one go. But it is what it is. Let's actually get into it. Starting with 1.1. First, in terms of the narrative experience, in the latest story missions of version 1.1, for the first time you'll be able to interact with new Eridu's neighborhoods and fight through levels to advance the story's progress from the perspective of the mission's protagonist. TLDR, the story will ever so slightly function a little more closely to how Star Rail says. Like, you see what they did in the Penacony story, where there were different perspectives and you could go throughout the story, and then obviously have to do that character stuff directly instead of having it happen in the background. That's just basically how it's going to function in this game. Just a little immersion booster in terms of storytelling. Next, the biggest thing out of here. A button for manual chain attack mode will be added to the squad lineup interface before entering combat. In this mode, after stunning an enemy, your actions will not trigger other agents' chain attacks. Additionally, a cancel chain attack combo function will be added to combat, allowing you to choose whether to use the manual chain attack mode according to your preferences. So pretty self-explanatory. It's just a matter of being forced into doing a chain attack is just limits the amount of freedom you actually have in the combat, especially if you could kill the enemy right there, but then you're forced into a chain attack. That kind of just messes with the natural flow of things. So first manual chain attack is obviously just set binds to actually do the chain attack after you get the stun in, and you're most likely not going to get some slowdown screen flash pop up to do a chain attack. It's probably just going to pop up somewhere on the side of the screen or something letting you know you can do a chain attack. And then obviously normal combat, general bind to set up a cancel, so you can just immediately just get back into the flow of combat instead of waiting if you have too much. Next, in terms of combat, we have added a series of challenging combat missions and game modes that will be continuously updated. All proxies are welcome to try them out in the new version. Self-explanatory, just more difficult content for the people who want to actually test their limits. Next, shield defense. Improve the display of enemy attribute resistances, making it easier to select suitable agents for each challenge, so you just don't go in just throwing in random teams. Pretty self-explanatory. After unlocking a new agent, the internet avatar of that agent will be automatically unlocked. Now you can select your favorite agent as your internet avatar. Just a simple, immersion thing. Something they should have had, honestly, since the launch of the game. Because of the other Hoyo games, on Campaign 3rd, Genshin Impact, Star Rail had that since the beginning. Why didn't Zenless have it? Because the avatars they gave us, frankly, they sucked. So this at least fixes part of the issue, and I'm just hoping that they'll just give us kind of what Star Rail has with like custom icons based off of the characters included when you buy the second tier of the Battle Pass. And then finally, the Battle Menu interface on mobile devices will allow you to customize certain UI buttons within a preset plan, so you can choose the controls that best suit your playstyle. Basically, there's just going to be a couple of different presets for how the screen layout will look, instead of just one generalized one that everyone is forced to use. Because I think every game should have learned from Fortnite that when they launched mobile, that the one specific set of preset button layouts that everyone has to use, it just does not end well. And then I think every mobile game from now on, this kind of playstyle should have multiple presets upon launch. But overall, it's looking very strong. Like better immersion in story mode, better flow of combat, and then proper EFBs, and then some little thing, and then more difficult challenges for the hardcore grinders. Overall, looking pretty good, but no mention of the TV system yet, even though they are aware about the experience of the TV system. Well, let's see about 1.2. For completed story commissions and exploration commissions with uncollected rewards, we'll be adding a ferry assistance feature. Once you meet certain requirements, you can hand over these missions to ferry and receive all the uncollected commission rewards after a set period of time. So, as an example, you're doing a commission, you forget to pick up a gold box or a purple box because you probably just weren't fully paying attention trying to get it done. You just hand it over to ferry, and probably after a set amount of time, it'll just grab what you missed. It's probably not going to grab the 3 main thing. Well, I'll just call them stars. Your 3 stars that you gotta collect. Probably not gonna get those. You might have to go back and do that manually. But moving on. While exploring the monitor array, the automatic accelerated playback, when enabled, will not be interrupted by other events. Additionally, the animation playback speed for some events will be increased, providing a smoother gaming experience. So basically, in simple terms, you can consistently move faster during the TV mode, and then if some forced dialogue happens, it's not going to manually slow you down. Just the dialogue will be at that increased speed. Also, you'll just, if you actually care about the story, you're just going to pay attention a little bit. But if not, then just things to make it a little bit faster until overhaul changes get made to the TV system. Next, a preset lineup feature will be added. You will also be able to choose whether to include Bangbu in your lineup for battle commissions. The lineup controls before the Shiyu defense will also be optimized. Pretty self-explanatory and doesn't really change much of how we just naturally move through just the little things, but just something to save a couple seconds. Next, the entrance location for agent training will be adjusted, and repeated combat stages will be added, making it easier to access training and familiarize yourself with agent-specific controls. That is also self-explanatory. After reaching a certain Internet level, a feature that allows you to freely change the time will be unlocked, making it more convenient to adjust the in-game time. Also, another really big and needed feature, because if you're trying to hurry up and get your Soldier 11 hangout done, which is always and only can be set to midnight and you're in the morning, but you don't have any battery charge left, you don't have any story commissions left, you would literally only be able to first just skip to the next phase of the day and then have to wait until you get another commission or get your battery charge up enough and then be able to skip into the midnight portion. It's a little bit of a hassle trying to move between different times of day, especially if you're trying to get those Mew Mew badges done. So huge, massive time saver here when it comes to just overall resource level grinding. Then, based on your feedback, we have optimized the background brightness in some commissions. Also pretty self-explanatory. 1.2 overall, not as much as what we're immediately going to be getting within the next 2.5 weeks, but still a little bit to look forward to. It's just that overhauls, in this case, just looking at it so far, are going to take a long while and more specific feedbacks once we get more than an update's worth of time dealing with what we've already been dealing with. Well, that's my take on it. Now, optimization is expected to be implemented in later versions, not specified. Currently, you can only control Weiser Bell in the city instead of other agents you have obtained. In the special program live streams of later versions, we will announce our current progress and future plans. Please stay tuned. Yet another immersion builder, because people want to do more things with their characters than just go into combat. It's they want to just be able to do simple things, even just taking some goofy little photos in the open world, just things like that, of that nature. So just one tiny little reason to keep people on the game. And next, we will be continuously improving the models for some agents to provide proxies with an improved visual experience. They had to really generalize what they had to say about that, because there's already so much amazing detail put into this game and put into the characters, especially their animations. It's some people probably would have just noticed why that there's a slight intended blurriness when you just look really closely, mainly just because it's easier to animate that way when they don't have to make sure to keep all those sharp details in perfect shape whenever they do just some wacky movement like this or something. So hopefully they figure out a proper balance to that, because we don't want the storage of the game to just shoot up dramatically. Then to finish it off, we will continuously optimize the interface interaction experience and combat interface UI. All practices are welcome to explore the game further and let us know your suggestions. They can't really do anything, say anything specific, because more things will just have to get mentioned about specific little gripes that a general amount of people do not like with the UI, and then they'll get to working on it. It is obviously partially damage control, but obviously partially just improvements that were not really asked for, because it kind of has to happen at some point. Okay, now, will I stick around to see all these changes? Most likely, because I am still enjoying my time on this game. But what still concerns me is that based on this list of changes, I'm concerned for the content future. Because it seems that the main thing that is a lot of people's gripes is just how the TV system can just be time consuming sometimes for no reason when they get super gimmicky on exploration commissions. Like, that's literally just the main thing. TV system limiting the amount of time we can spend on other things, especially combat. And like, I feel like that is the one main thing that's holding back content potential. Like, if they just lock in, find a way to get this overhauled for the sake of just the general vocal majority, then it feels like this game will have a little bit more content creator friendliness to actually make people want to post videos. So with that, all I'll have to do is just say, we will see. There's still potential with how it currently is, but obviously we want to get it up to a higher point. So if you enjoyed any of my insight, leaving a like would definitely be appreciated. Subscribing also does help. As always, you already know what I'm gonna say. Join up on the Discord, discord.gg/expresstrain. The concession stand is closed. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.